Hello there you, and welcome to a Tau defensive line that's about to take on this horde of 1 million orcs. Now, the last time these two armies met, the Tau managed to gain the upper hand against the orcs. So now the orcs are looking to exact their revenge. But as always, if you do enjoy this content, do leave a like and consider subscribing, as that's the best way to support the channel. Now, let's get on with the battle. Here we go then, ladies and gentle giants. A gigantic orc swarm, 1 million strong, is going to be charging headlong into our tower defense over there. Now, of course, the Tau are going to be trying to use their superior range here to blast the orcs from a distance. The Tau over here, hopefully, going to be relying on the Karut to try and hold these front lines for them. You see that we've got a couple of box formations over here. Now, we've got a rather interesting defensive line here from the Tau. You can see that they've sort of got this little angry face defense. It almost kind of looks like Squidward. So we're going to call this the Squidward line. But yeah, we've got this little box formation. Now, the idea is that it'll attract all the orcs to the point, to the tip of this area here, allowing the rest of the lines to absolutely lay down some smackdown fire on them. Already, we can see that our XV8 suits there, the pulse cannons opening up on the Orky hordes. Our railguns are also giving out fire here from the Tau tanks, the hammerheads, and the orcs are already starting to feel the losses here. Let's go over here where the pulse fire is just straight, there we go, straight through the hordes here. Now it gets even worse as the orcs get closer. Obviously, it gets more accurate. The bullets here dispersing over a large area, injuring lots of orcs, but not many kills at the moment. I mean, don't get me wrong, that pulse fire is still hammering home and taking losses here. The orcs are indeed. I mean, look at this. The field already starting to get lit. The orcs now closing that gap as our fire warriors start to open up on that line. The orcs now taking extreme losses. They need to cover this ground really quickly here. The Tau are just going to have a field day with them otherwise. Now, I'm expecting the choppers to get mowed down here, but hopefully our bigger and stronger units, such as the orc knobs, will be able to get to that Tau front line. And it's just a matter now of inching out every single step forward here. Just claiming it all with a single death. Here we go. We can see that we've got a bunch of the jump jet infantry here, the storm boys. They're actually able to survive a little bit longer, making it closer and closer to that front Tau line. But are our Karut going to activate here? I mean, you can see the orc horde now is definitely getting close to that front line. They've only taken 33,000 losses in trying to get to the Tau front line. I mean, that's kind of insane when you think about it. So many losses. Here we go, though. Karut activated into our flanks here, trying to protect the fire warriors from being outflanked by the Orky horde. But the question is, are they going to provide enough support here? The orcs should be able to handedly deal with the Karut in melee combat here. Don't get me wrong, the Karut are very good in melee, but when it comes to sheer strength, an orc will just tear things open in melee combat. I mean, if an orc can tear a space marine open, it should have no problem in doing a couple of Karut. There we go, we've got this lovely little body pile starting to form on our front line here. Orcs uncarried though, at least they're getting to have a little bit of a scrap. Now look at this, we've got a large contingent here on the front line of the Storm Boys. That could be bad for the Eldar. We have still got troops in the reserve here, as well as still some Karut hiding in amongst the line. That could be invaluable for our defense later as they start to trickle forward. Blood is starting to flow down the field as well, ladies and gentlemen. That might actually form a natural barrier on our flank over here. Karut doing an excellent job on this side though, holding back the entire horde of orcs. Hopefully that covering fire is helping them to push forward here. The orcs are taking a lot of losses doing this, 100,000 losses already, and they've yet to get to the fire warriors. But our flanks are holding it firm for now. That firepower coming out of the Tau lines has just been enough. You can see that we've still got these little Karut on the side here, just in case things get a little bit rough. But yeah, at the moment, the Tau are having an absolute field day, just gunning down hundreds and hundreds of orcs. Then the orcs have got through most of our Karut line now, so they are just going to be surging forward with 800,000 plus units in a moment. I mean, look at that. That's a magnificent sight. The orcs tried to get towards that front defense here of the Tau, but they're really struggling, man. How are we doing on this flank? Again, the Karut seem to have lasted a very long time on this side. Can't explain why. but they are doing it. They're actually pushing forward just a little bit. Luckily, we've got a lot of firepower yet again, helping to keep that area under control. But it's the center now where the orcs are starting to concentrate their fire. Now, this is exactly what the Tau wanted. The Tau wanted the orcs to filter in like this into these narrow little groups where their fire of effect can be at its best here. As the orcs all clump up to try and hit that pincer at the tip here, they're just getting gunned down in mass. And I mean, look at that. The bodies are really starting to build up here. So many orky losses now, 200,000. We've got 17,000 defenders here. There we go, the orcs trying to break through the flank. They've been met with another Karut force here. Karut. I know, but I keep putting an A in it. I keep saying Karut. And I know it's Karut, but it is what it is. It's just one of them things you can't help but do it. You've got to train your brain not to say it. But look at that, the orcish horde here. In mass now, trying to push over into that front line. They're really struggling at the moment, though. Our Blood Lake providing invaluable support here. Look at that, it's actually impassable, I think. Yeah, some parts of it are a little bit impassable here. And a little bit more blood, and the orcs won't be able to push around this flank easily at all. That could be excellent, though, for the Tau. The orcs now being penned into this area as more and more goo starts to join in to the pool here. But yeah, it's luckily that we had these extra recruits on the flanks here to hold back these hordes. Because yeah, look at this. This defense is working magnificently at the front here. That pulse cannon fire just ripping through their front lines. The railguns exploding orcs, atomizing them as they try to get close. Meanwhile, our fire warriors over here doing a real good job of holding our line. Look at all them orcs mounting against them. Wave after wave of greenskins come charging in. But no, the pulse fire just absolutely burying them into the ground here. The orcs are taking 300,000 losses. They've only got 700,000 troops remaining. They need to be careful here. So what I want to do is hit a little time-lapse camera and see if we can let the orcs close the gap here. I'm not quite sure. Actually, that looks. I've just realized what it is. We've made the Tesla logo. That's what it is. That's the Tesla logo. Oh, I didn't even realize that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if the orcs can close the gap into these Tau lines. We'll be back in a second. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like our orky hordes here managed to close that gap and are now descending into the Tau flanks. The Tau here putting up a desperate defense. That pulse rifle fire streaking across the front, trying to hold the orcs back. You can see that our Blood Lake did indeed help the defense, but not too much in the end, unfortunately. And now, the poor Firecast here are under melee assaults, something that they are not good or well equipped at dealing with. But look at this. The front line over here has been holding absolutely magnificently. The overlapping fields of fire here have done wonders at holding back the gigantic hordes of orcs here. It's kind of weird. The terrain makes such a difference when it comes to the Tau armies. Like, more than any other army that we've got in the modded list here, like, this kind of army should realistically absolutely annihilate the orcs. But because we're in a flat, open area like this, it's actually detrimental to the Tau because the orcs are not funneled at all. So they've just been able to gain their massive forces here and just slam them into the Tau. And I mean, look at that. The Tau are paying heavy now. They're taking so many losses. Oh, we've only got 6,000 defenders as our Tesla Squidward logo defense here slowly evaporates. I mean, we've almost made the Terminator's logo here now. My God, we've got so many logos. I need a sponsor, guys. Get Tesla to sponsor this. You know, an ORKS sponsored by Tesla. Now, that'd be good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think the inevitability of fate is setting in here. With 400,000 units still on the field, I think the orcs have had a bit of a field day. Like I said, it's really odd because Tau sometimes, with this kind of army, will absolutely annihilate the orcs. But for some reason this time, the orcs managed to gain the upper hand. Again, I think terrain played a huge part in it here. There was no natural funnels for the Tau to take advantage of. Fighting an orc war in an open battlefield is probably a very, very bad decision here. Oh my, there's the last of them now on laying down their sacrifice, just trying to inflict pain upon the Orky horde here. Now, we have still got our XV8 suits. That pulse fire at point blank is going to be devastating. No, it's going to clear out rows and rows of orcs. Look like that. Oh, you can just see the little dents it makes into the orc horde. That is really cool. But every now and then, you'll just see a bunch of red appear. Come on, guys, give us a good one down the center here. Come on, you know you want to. I think they're too busy trying to kill all these ones over this side at the moment. Yeah, they're getting pretty point blank now with this pulse cannon fire. But look at that, though. The last 7,000 here made a real good account for themselves. They've almost killed 100,000 between them. Oh, there we go. The tank's starting to break now. One by one, the orcs are finding their way into our gunships. Well, it's about time the orcs got revenge on the Tau, quite frankly. The Tau's been dominating them for a little while here. So it was nice to see that the orcs finally get some revenge. Oh, look at the massed hordes here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it's not over, though. Of course, it's never over, ladies and gentlemen, because as the last tank here goes down, it inverts the field on the ray cannon. And all of a sudden, as always, I do hope you had a blast. I know I did. Please do comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. A massive shout out to all you channel members who helped to keep this channel going. And if you're not a channel member, why the heck not? Click the join button down below. And while you're at it, go ahead and check out the amazing ChaoticPinky store. We've got some really cool merch over there. With all that being said, as always, until next time, peace.